Dundee. Here on the Firth of Tay, the waterfront of Dundee stretches out before you. Soon it will be enhanced by the building of the Victoria and Albert New Museum in the north. Nearby is the city's other main visitor attraction, Captain Scott's ship, the Discovery, which was launched here in 1901 to embark on its research voyage to the Antarctic. Today, the city has quite different global links, as it builds a reputation for creating fantastic graphic computer games. Dundee lies on the edge of the vast North Sea. Travel due east from here, and you'll eventually hit Denmark. But you don't need to go nearly as far as that to have the chance of spotting a whale. Nowadays, you're most likely to glimpse a minke whale with its sickle-shaped dorsal fin gliding through the water. They don't travel in groups, so they can be quite hard to spot. An adult is around 8 metres long, but all you usually get to see is that tantalising fin. The pursuit of whales was the reason small three-masted wooden ships set sail from Dundee and from other ports like Aberdeen and Leith throughout the 19th century. They voyaged far north and west to the Arctic Ocean, eventually pushing their way into the vast ice-bound seas between Greenland and North America. They brought their cargo of whales and seals back to Dundee for processing in what was, for a while, from 1872, the foremost whaling port in Britain. At first, they chased the northern right whale. It was called the right whale because this great creature was huge, slow, and comparatively easy to kill, even obligingly floating to the surface once it had been harpooned. A single adult was a massive 18 metres long and weighed around 100 tons. It had a thick layer of fat which could be boiled down to produce as much as 7,000 gallons of oil. But new inventions allowed many different species of whales to be hunted. A bomb harpoon could kill greater numbers, and an inflation lance pumped air into those species which, unlike the northern right, wouldn't float to the surface naturally. Now minke whales and many others were under threat. Steam power was added to aid the sails, and these unsuspecting creatures of the sea had very little hope of escape. By the 1880s, thousands of whales and seals were caught every year by British, Danish, and Scandinavian whalers. It was a hazardous occupation for the sailors on board, who faced intense cold and risked scurvy, drowning, and even death from starvation should their ship become trapped in the ice. In the 1800s, around 40 Dundee sailing ships were crushed and wrecked by the powerful Arctic ice. But the profits were significant. In the days before the world's oil fields had been discovered, whale and seal oils were highly valued for use in lighting, softening jute textiles, as engine lubricants, and even in cosmetics. The discovery of other sources of oil came just in time for these northern whales. Some species had been hunted almost to extinction, and numbers of right whales are still alarmingly low. As species declined in the Arctic, the whalers moved south to the Antarctic, basing themselves on islands like South Georgia, and continued their trade. It wasn't until 1966 that a world moratorium was introduced on most whaling. Today, it's a source of wonder and pleasure just to catch a glimpse of the whales that swim in these waters.